What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Strictly Diecast episode, and today we are giving you another update on the project Civic. So, the main topic today is why is this thing not painted? And there is definitely a couple reasons for that, and we are going to go over all of them. Also, wanted to show you guys that I got a new light back there. I only had 3 originally, so I went and got a 4th one. Actually, I ended up flipping this one around, and these are linkable lights, so you can just run them off each other, which is pretty nice. So yeah, definitely a little bit more brighter in here, and yeah, definitely wish I could add some more, but does the trick. So yeah, anyways, let's flip this camera around, and we will get into why this thing is not painted yet. All right, guys, so I'm doing a little bit of like a wider angle here just because I ended up shutting the garage door because it is a little chilly out today. So and we can kind of focus on more of the car here. And my garage is not very big. It's just a 1 car. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into it. First, we're going to go over what all I have done so far to this thing to this point. I kind of forget where I left off showing you guys. I know I was starting to fix like the quarter panels and all that jazz. But I have been making much more progress on it. I got the mirrors off. I actually got new mirrors coming for it. They are like a spoon style mirror, so they're a little bit like smaller. I got those coming for it. I got the door molding trim off of it as well. I'm going to be getting new ones of those. I'm probably just going to go ahead and try to get as many new seals and everything as I possibly can for this thing. Because, you know, a lot of it's not in that good a shape from just sitting outside and all that jazz. So, yeah, I got those off. I'm trying to remember, guys, so bear with me. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but I am planning on just putting these side moldings back on and getting those paint matched. I'm not sure if I told you guys what I was doing in the last video or not, but I know I was like kind of back and forth between painting, like, you know, shaving these or filling it in and painting it, or putting the moldings back on. But I just decided for time's sake, I'm just going to run the moldings and paint match them to the car, which also real quick, by the way, I did get the spray card back for the paint, the color that I'm going with. It turned out awesome. I cannot wait to see this thing all 1 color. It's going to look sick. We just got to get it to that point. And then I will do like a big color reveal and everything like that. Also, one of the biggest kind of setbacks for this thing so far has been getting the title and the license plate for it. I think I mentioned that I am getting a antique plate for this thing, which really isn't like that big of a process, but in Pennsylvania, they actually did away with you having to send in pictures. Usually you would have to send in front, rear, and both side pictures of the car. You don't have to send a VIN or anything like that, just pictures of the car. And but yeah, but they actually ended up doing away with that all up until I decided to do an antique plate for this. The same month that I applied for it is the same exact month after 5+ years, they decided to go back to sending pictures. So I sent everything out, and I was under the impression I didn't have to send pictures of it. And then they sent me everything back in the mail a couple weeks ago, probably almost a month ago, and said, hey, we want pictures. So I was like, okay. I went back to the notary. I asked the lady, I'm like, hey, like, you know, they're saying that they want pictures, blah, blah, blah. She's like, well, this is news to me because they never wanted it before. But she's like, they probably got tired of too much junk being on the road. So she's like, this is the only thing they need. So just go take some pictures, and that's that. So I asked her, I'm like, hey, does it matter the state of the car? You know, I'm like, it's all sanded down. It doesn't have taillights, headlights, blah, 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 blah. She's like, no, like, it shouldn't matter, this and that. I was like, okay, cool. Went and took pictures of this thing, went back to the notary, sent it all in, and she's like, okay, it should just be like another like 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, cool. Time travel to now, and they sent me everything back again, and they highlighted on a paragraph saying that they want this thing back to the original state in which it came, which means they want the headlights, the bumper covers, the taillights, everything back on it, which really sucks because that pretty much leaves me in like a tough spot, because now I have to get this thing painted and put back together if I even want to drive it on the road. Still have not driven this thing on the road. I still kind of am like battling with an issue with the throttle, and like a low RPM, it really kind of like just chugs and bogs and everything like that. So it's really hard to like get this thing to run right, because I can't drive it because I don't have a title, because it's not back to the state in which it came. So yeah, that has probably been the biggest setback and just time dilemma thing that I am facing so far with this. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I guess if anything, it's motivating me more to get this thing done as quick as possible. All in the same sense of trying to make it look as good as possible. Granted, like I said, this is not going to be a SEMA car. You know, I'm just going for a nice, clean paint job. So with that being said, obviously, since I cannot drive it, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to really have to start cracking down on this thing. And I've been kind of like flip-flopping between working on customs and working on this. I've been working on this a lot more, as you guys can obviously see, than customs and everything like that, because I am running out of nice weather to work on this thing. I did put a little heater in here with the door shut. It's comfortable. It's not really that warm, but it's not cold either. Like if you're out here in just pants and a hoodie, you're okay as long as you're working and stuff. So, but it is the middle of November here in Pennsylvania. We're only seeing like highs of 50s right now. And that's not really ideal for doing body work and stuff like that. So I really want to try to get this thing sprayed before the end of the year. Hopefully that still happens, but if not, worst case worse, if it has to sit all winter, it just gives me a little bit more time to kind of finalize some things, and then come spring 2025 she will be painted. But I'm really pushing to get this thing painted by the end of the year. I'm super close, don't get me wrong, it'll probably happen, but I'm just saying if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. But as of right now, I am still shooting to get this thing all one color by the end of the year. So yeah, I decided that I am going to get the whole inside of the trunk sprayed. I'm not necessarily worried about it covering that good, because even from factory, you have to realize that these things are sprayed by machines and not people. So they do skimp out a lot on the color in here. Plus this, for the most part, other than right here, it all gets covered up by carpeting. And there's like a mat and everything like that that goes in here. I actually had to cut the spare tire out of this thing because the bolt was completely seized. But I did have the original, actually it's right there, the original spare tire and the jack and the four-way for it. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, so basically I'm just scuffing all this stuff up, just making it rough. And this is kind of going to be like the last priority. After the entire car is painted and everything like that, just kind of shoot some primer in here. And put some color in here, and then just be done with it, because I just want as much of this red gone as possible. And if I'm already getting this involved with it, why not try to at least do the inside of the trunk and everything like that. I was going to go ahead and leave this. I was going to get this paint matched with the car, but I did undercoat the front bumper support, so I decided to just do the back one too. That way, like it's protected. It's not going to rust or anything like that. Not that this thing's ever going to see snow or anything like that, but just an extra layer of protection. I also went ahead and undercoated in the rear quarters as well from the inside, so that should be good. And then I sprayed all underneath the back of this thing. As you can see, this is just a bunch of surface rust. It's really not that bad. Nothing's rotted or anything like that, especially for the year and everything. It's pretty good. The only issue that I did see, we'll try to zoom in for you guys, is right there. There is a hole, and that is because the seam sealer from the factory just kind of pulled apart. But I am going to fix that, seal it back up, going to be good to go. So yeah, other than that, it's all just surface rust. This thing's still in really good shape. So yeah, like I said, that's all going to be one color. To get the trunk off, trunk's over there. I did actually end up having to get another rear bumper for it. The original one was kind of chewed up on the whole bottom of it. Just I just really didn't care for it, so I went ahead and got a new rear bumper. But actually, the rear bumper and front bumper, my one buddy from work, shout out to my man Derek. He's going to actually, I gave him our old flat screen TV in exchange for him getting the bumpers done for me. So just kind of take a little bit of load off of me because I already have a lot to do on here. So yeah, so the trunk's off. That's all scuffed up on the other side, so that's ready to go. So yeah, got the seals all out, all that jazz. Got all this stuff scuffed up. Shout out to my man Will, another buddy from work. He came over last night and he took care of some bigger issues on this side of things. One of them being this quarter. It still needed a little bit of work because, as you guys know, I had to completely rebuild that quarter. So that's looking pretty good there. And then up here, I did shave the antenna. I don't know if that was done last time or not. I don't think it was. So this is completely smoothed over. So this is all shaved now. That's going to look really, really good. Super clean looking without the antenna. They do sell like a block off plate, but it's kind of ugly. I had it on my last Civic, so I just decided to shave it all. That is done with glue as well. So no leaks there. Let's see what else. I also, my buddy Tyler and Zach, they came over and helped me scuff up the doors. Still need a little bit of work there, but yeah, they scuffed up the jambs and then the outside of the doors. Got the trim off of there, or not the trim, the rubber door gasket. Drawing a blank right here. Door seal, that's it. Door seal. Got that pulled off, got all the clips out, so just gonna finish scuffing up that. And then we also started, I have to get a intermediate pad for my DA and go over all of it. I already did most of like the hood and that other side and the roof. It all needs to be gone over in 220 to get it ready for primer. I did also actually get the primer and hardener. I actually got some off of Amazon. It's still a really good brand. Don't think I'm just totally cheaping out, but got some 2K primer for it, so that's ordered. I still just need to order my paint and my clear coat, but I want to get this thing as ready as possible. That way, whenever I trailer it to my work, it's all good to go. All it needs is wiped off and then shoot some primer on it, block it down, seal it, paint it, clear it, boom, done. So yeah, so it still needs 220 all over it. I did spend the majority last night getting rid of all this clear coat that was on here still. Still need to do the rest of the hood. Like I mentioned, this still needs a little bit of attention up here as well. And then this also has a lot of little chips in it, like right there, that have a little bit of rust in there. So just gotta scratch that real good and take care of some more little chips and all that jazz. But as far as anything major, it really does not need anything major done to it anymore. I do, though, I found kind of like a nasty dent along like right here in this back corner. So I do have to take care of that. It was getting too cold and this really wasn't setting up last night or hardening. So it's nice and hard now, ready to go, ready to be blocked down. And then I think also, even though that there is a rubber trim piece that goes all along the quarter here, there is some spots that still are pretty rough and everything like that. So today, after I get done filming, I am going to tape this and I'm going to grind it all down, tape it up, and then put some glue in there, kind of fix those little spots, try to make it a little bit more presentable, even though there is a rubber trim piece that sits on there. Like I said, if I'm already into it this far, I might as well try to make it as good as possible. So I need to work on that one. And then I do need to fix under where I glued this at, because it did start chipping and breaking when I was sanding it. So I need to put some more glue in right there to fix that. And then all down here as well. Needs a little bit of attention still. But that's all very minimal stuff and stuff that will be taken care of pretty easily. So yeah, I mean, that's basically where I'm at. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, actually there is. Under this bag is something very special. This is actually another cylinder head that I picked up. And what's special about this particular cylinder head is, if you look right there, for you Honda guys, you'll know exactly what that is, but that is the VTEC solenoid. And that means this is a single cam VTEC head, and this is a OBD1 VTEC head, which means this is a D16 Z6 cylinder head, which these things are insanely hard to come by, especially like in decent condition. This one is definitely not in decent condition. This was actually sitting under a guy's workbench for the last 8 years. I got it for a complete steal. He only wanted $50 for this thing. Or he was asking 75 for it, but I offered him 50 and he took it. He did clean it up, but it still needs to go to the machine shop and get checked out and all that jazz. But that is like the creme de la creme of single cam heads right there. That is like the best head that you can possibly have for your single cam. So for the deal, I could not pass it up. So yeah, after paint and everything like that, I might send it to the machine shop, get it checked out, and we'll touch more base on my plans for this, but just wanted to show you guys that too. So yeah, got the valve cover all sandblasted. Haven't really decided. I'll probably get it powder coated. I don't know if I'll get it matched to the car or maybe do some crazy color or design on it. I don't know. But yeah, super stoked about that. That'll tuck back up. Let's see. I'm trying to think, guys, if there's anything else that I'm missing here. Got this rear vent pulled off of it. Trying to think. I am going to be taking the door handles off of it as well to get those painted. Everything's going to be paint matched. I'm not leaving anything like black, factory black plastic or anything like that. The side skirts there, they're going to be paint matched. Everything's going to be one solid color all the way around. So, yeah, trying to think. Don't really think there's too much else. I've just been taking care of some little things. I was really focusing for like the last couple weeks on like the front and rear bumpers. I got them really close, but like I said, my buddy is going to finish them off for me. The new bumper that I got it for like $20. It was in really good shape, just like a lot of like stress cracks and stuff like that in the paint, nothing too crazy. And then it needed a little bit of love on the bottom, but it was in much better shape than the one that came with it. So I am definitely going to try to get a new muffler put on this thing, a much quieter and smaller muffler, because that was one of the issues with the old rear bumper, is that this thing is massive, as you guys can see there. That is a massive fart can. It is a eBay special. It sounds like crap. I hate it. So I'm going to get a smaller muffler, because this old one, it was melting the bottom of the bumper and stuff like that. Just completely ruined it. So I do plan on getting a new muffler for it. And then I do want to try to find a stock catalytic converter for it, because right now it just has like a hollow test pipe, and that definitely doesn't help with the raspiness of these things. So I want to find like a stock cat or like an aftermarket cat that I can put in there to kind of quiet it down as well. Don't get me wrong, 15 years ago I would have been all about this, making as much noise as possible, but the older I've gotten, the less that I want something obnoxious. So yeah, that is going to be another thing I need to address down the line as well. But yeah, really just been plugging away at the body work on this thing. It's crazy. I had this thing all washed off yesterday, well, hosed off, and then it's right back to being dusty as heck. So, yeah, I think that's probably about it. Trying to think. I don't think I'm missing anything else major to fill you guys in on, but yeah, it's basically just been saving up money to get the primer and everything like that, the paint. All this stuff is definitely not cheap, even though I am getting a nice deal from my boss at work. It's still pretty expensive stuff, so I've just been saving up for that. And then the whole plate issue, that really kind of threw a wrench in the works, because I was planning on driving this thing to work and everything like that. But probably just going to have to get it trailered there. It's probably going to have to spend like a couple days there, just between getting it primered and then all masked off, blocked down, and then painted and cleared and all that jazz, which is no big deal, but it just really sucks because driving it would have been much easier. Plus, you know, I can work on any other issues or anything else that arises because, like I said, at this point, this thing's been sitting almost probably 2 years. It hasn't seen the road or anything like that. So, yeah, but we will get it figured out. Got that fender. Still need a little bit of love on that. But yeah, just pretty much a lot of small little stuff that just needs addressed real quick. And then the whole thing just needs 220'd, scuff up everything really good. And then she will be on her way to getting painted. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys another little Civic update. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep doing these once a month or so, just to keep you guys, you know, up to speed with what's going on here, what has been occupying most of my time. Because like I said, I'm definitely running out of nice weather to be out here and working on stuff. So got to take advantage of it while I can. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little update video. And hopefully this answers any questions that you guys have had of why this thing has not been painted yet. And I know a lot of you guys just like, you know, you just enjoy seeing this type of stuff as well. You know, just kind of like a restoration, if you will. You know, I know it's nothing crazy. It's not like a 68 Nova we're putting back together. It's just a 95 Civic, but this thing is going to be pretty sweet. Whenever at least it's all in one color. Definitely need to get some wheels, get like the back suspension on, aftermarket stuff, bring the height down, all that jazz. But that's all stuff later on. The main goal is to just get this thing all one color. So that is the plan for now. So with that being said, please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this episode, this update on the Project Civic. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any other questions or anything like that, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. I will be happy to answer them. And thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you in the next episode. Peace.